imagine some of you feel like I've been offered a throne. Well, before I even contemplate sitting on it, there's a transgression I must speak of. Maybe at that point you'll ask yourselves, who would want to be king of the world after doing what I did? Hence, let's not start calling me him just yet. When I was a teenager, I grew an alter ego. You heard it all before. And once my move was poor, I picked a child up while lifeguarding during the summer. I dropped him in the deep end while his mother fucking shuddered. For all extents and purposes, I should have been sued and criminally charged in case we really got rude. Of course I scooped him out, but that's not what this shit's about. It's all about the fact that I didn't think someone could drown. My alter ego at the time was somebody eccentric. I tried to be carefree, but he was careless as a gremlin. As though it really mattered, I ridded him from me eventually. But many of you mimic Cyda endlessly. It's almost like Paul Parry had to own up to the meaning beyond life and death, and love and hate and angels and demons. I'm sorry, little boy, I am responsible, regardless who believed this incident was comical. The day I harmed a child, my pepper wasn't mild. I was the Carolina Reaper and my taste was vile. The day I harmed a child, I walked away from precious. The children didn't smile, and we got disconnected. The day I harmed a child, my pepper wasn't mild. I was the Carolina Reaper and my taste was vile. The day I harmed a child, I walked away from precious. The children didn't smile, and we got disconnected. If it's any justice, maybe Cyda would have claimed that Cosmo Kramer could have copied me and acted just the same. He might have talked about his gig with lifeguarding with Jerry and Elaine and George, but his reward was in a bumbleberry. My guess is that the studio audience would have laughed. If there's any justice, we would view the aftermath. Perhaps the mother and the son would show up at the door. The child would be soaking wet, and yes, there's so much more. The mother would have screamed at Cosmo Kramer with a statement that this careless lifeguard, frankly, was worse than Dr. Satan, and maybe even slapped him, then the kid would stomp his foot. And I am like a demigod because of Donnybrook. The truth is, at this point, if he refuses to forgive me, might as well be stripping me from having the key of the city. And when it comes to Precious, I know I let you down. You just got to believe me that I never let you drown. The day I harmed a child, my pepper wasn't mild. I was the Carolina Reaper and my taste was vile. The day I harmed a child, I walked away from Precious. The children didn't smile, and we got disconnected. The day I harmed a child, my pepper wasn't mild. I was the Carolina Reaper and my taste was vile. The day I harmed a child, I walked away from Precious. The children didn't smile, and we got disconnected. For I know my actions really traumatized this boy, and maybe if you failed in life thereafter, I should be destroyed. I guess that means you'll send me to the graveyard for this glitch, and maybe even honor everything behind the Jesus fish. Look, I'm your holy diver, props Niagara Falls. Did the Carafe allegedly promised me walls? And so my treasured friend, if nowadays he can't accept it, knows the truth. I am an undeniable goof. I'm at the mercy of you, your mother included. And frankly, when it comes to manifestos, now I've let go. I guess I've reached my quota, and yet I'm still in tethers. I'm sorry that my full configuration ain't politer. I guess we understand the reason I've been so reluctant to accept this desk job as the shepherd. I should tell you, fuck it. The day I harmed the child, I guess I proved I'm human. And by the way, a kid got hurt when I water ballooned him. The day I harmed the child, my pepper wasn't mild. I was the Carolina Reaper and my taste was vile. The day I harmed the child, I walked away from Precious. The children didn't smile, and we got disconnected. The day I harmed the child, my pepper wasn't mild. I was the Carolina Reaper and my taste was vile. The day I harmed the child, I walked away from Precious. The children didn't smile, and we got disconnected.
Flip flaps, taking a bath.